I walked in on my husband cheating in our bed and divorced him. Now he buys our son's love and lets his affair partner play perfect mom. My own kid says she's his real mother and won't even answer my calls. My son told me yesterday that his dad's girlfriend is more of a mother to him than I ever was, and I'm the one who gave birth to him in a 19-hour labor that nearly killed me. I caught them 2 years ago. Came home early from a work trip because my flight got cancelled. Walked into my bedroom and there they were. In my bed. On my side. She worked at his office. I'd met her at the company Christmas party 3 months before and she complimented my dress. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just stood there and said, "Get out of my house." She scrambled for her clothes. He tried to say something but I cut him off. Don't. Just don't. I filed for divorce the next week. My son was 12 then. Old enough to understand but young enough to be manipulated. And that's exactly what happened. The divorce took 8 months. I got primary custody but he got every other weekend and Wednesday dinners. Standard stuff. What wasn't standard was the guilt money that started immediately. New gaming computer. Done. Trip to Disneyland. Done. Jet skis for the lake house he suddenly bought. Done. And she was always there. The girlfriend. Baking cookies. Planning activities. Playing the fun cool almost stepmom while I was the one making him do homework and go to bed on time. My son started asking to stay extra days at his dad's place. Then it was every weekend. Then he wanted to switch to living there full time. He was 13 by then. I said no. I fought it. But he told the court mediator he wanted to live with his dad. Said I was too strict. Said his dad's house was more fun. Said she made better meals. The judge changed custody. My son moved in with them 6 months ago. Now I'm the every other weekend parent. And he barely tolerates those visits. Last month was his 14th birthday. I planned this whole thing. His favorite restaurant, a cake I spent hours decorating, presents I'd been saving up for. He canceled 2 hours before. Said his dad was taking him to a concert instead. With her. I showed up at the house anyway with the cake. Rang the doorbell. She answered. "Oh," she said. "He's not here." They went to the concert. I could see my decorations in the trash through the window. The ones from the party they'd thrown him the day before. The party I wasn't invited to. "You need to stop," I said. "Stop what?" "Trying to replace me." She actually laughed. "I'm not trying to replace anyone. But maybe if you'd been a better wife, none of this would have happened." I threw the cake at her. Right in her face. Buttercream everywhere. She started screaming. Threatened to call the cops. I left before she could. My son won't talk to me now. It's been 3 weeks. I've called, texted, everything. His dad says I'm harassing them. That I need to respect boundaries. That I traumatized her. Yesterday my son finally picked up. "I thought maybe we could fix this." "You're crazy," he said. "She's been nothing but nice to you and you assaulted her. She's the woman your father cheated with." "Yeah, and you drove him to it." She told me everything. How cold you were. How you never made him happy. She makes him happy. She makes me happy. I'm your mother. She's more of a mom than you ever were. Then he hung up. I found out through a mutual friend that they're planning to get married next summer. And my son is going to be the best man. My lawyer says I still have legal custody every other weekend, but I can't force a 14-year-old to visit if he refuses. Says I can take them back to court, but it will cost thousands and probably won't change anything. My family says I shouldn't have thrown the cake. That I made things worse. My mom actually said maybe I should apologize to her so I can see my son again. Apologize? To the woman who slept with my husband in my bed. I'm sitting here in a house that's too quiet. His room hasn't been touched in months. I keep thinking he'll change his mind. Come back. Remember that I'm the one who sat up with him when he had nightmares. That I'm the one who taught him to ride a bike. That I was there first. But money talks louder than memories, I guess. So am I wrong for refusing to apologize just to get access to my own kid? They served me with a civil suit 3 days ago. Apparently throwing a cake counts as assault and she wants $15,000 for emotional distress, therapy costs, and a designer dress I ruined. Her lawyer sent photos of her covered in frosting like she's some kind of victim. My lawyer says it's probably not going anywhere, but I still have to respond and that costs money I don't have. My son found out. Not from me. His dad told him. Spun it like I'm some unhinged psycho who can't handle that they're happy. He sent me one text. "Leave us alone." That was it. 4 words. Then he blocked my number. I tried calling from my work phone. He answered, realized it was me, and hung up immediately. Blocked that too. My every other weekend custody is next week and I honestly don't know if he'll show up. My lawyer says if he refuses I need to document it. Build a case for parental alienation. But what's the point? He's 14. In 4 years he's legally an adult and I'll have lost him completely anyway. My sister came over yesterday. Found me going through old photos on my laptop. All his baby pictures. First day of school. The time we went camping and he caught his first fish. You need to let this go, she said. He's my son. And you threw a cake at his stepmom. She's not his stepmom. She's the woman who destroyed my family. That's not how he sees it. I closed the laptop. So what, I'm supposed to just give up? Pretend I don't have a kid? I'm saying maybe you need to apologize. Swallow your pride. Do whatever it takes, I laughed. Actually laughed. You want me to grovel to her? I want you to see your son again. But here's the thing. I did try to reach out. Sent him an email because everything else is blocked. Kept it simple. Said I loved him. Said I missed him. Said I was sorry for embarrassing him. He forwarded it to his dad. Who forwarded it to his lawyer. Who says it's evidence of harassment and if I contact them again outside official custody arrangements, they'll file for a restraining order. So I can't call. Can't text. Can't email. Can't show up. All I can do is sit here and wait for a visitation he probably won't come to. My mom called this morning. Said she ran into them at the grocery store. My son was there with both of them. She said he looked happy. He was laughing at something the girlfriend said. Holding her hand in the frozen food aisle like she's actually his mother. My mom said she tried to say hello to him. He looked right through her. Didn't even acknowledge his own grandmother. She's done something to him, my mom said. That's not the boy we raised. But maybe it is. Maybe this is what happens when you can't compete with unlimited money and zero rules. When being the responsible parent makes you the villain. I found out yesterday they booked a trip to Hawaii for Thanksgiving. Just the 3 of them. My son posted about it on social media. His account isn't blocked, I guess he forgot about that. Or maybe he wants me to see it. The caption said, "Can't wait for this trip with my real family." Real family. I carried him for 9 months. I almost died bringing him into this world. I was there for every fever, every scraped knee, every nightmare. And now I'm not even family anymore. His next custody weekend is in 5 days. I've already made his favorite dinner. Set up his room exactly how he likes it. But I'm staring at my phone wondering if I should even bother. Wondering if he'll just text his dad to pick him up early. Or not come at all. My lawyer wants $5,000 to fight the lawsuit and another $3,000 if I want to take them back to court for parental alienation. I'm a teacher. I don't have that kind of money. Meanwhile, he's buying my son's love with a credit card that apparently has no limit. And the worst part? Part of me wishes I'd done more than just throw a cake. He didn't show up for the custody weekend. I waited at the house from Friday afternoon until Sunday night. Made his favorite pasta. Had the game console ready. Even bought new sheets for his bed because I remembered him complaining the old ones were scratchy. Nothing. Saturday morning I drove past his dad's house. Both cars were in the driveway. I sat there for 20 minutes before my phone rang. His dad. You need to stop this. It's my custody weekend. He doesn't want to come. You can't force him. Actually, legally I can. There's a court order. Go ahead then. Call the police. Drag your own son out of his home. See how that works out for you. I hung up. Sat in my car looking at that house. The one with the pool. The one with the 3-car garage. The one where my son lives now. I didn't call the police. What would be the point? Monday I got an email from the school. Apparently I'm no longer listed as the emergency contact. He changed it to just his dad and her. The school counselor said it was done last week with his dad's permission, and since they have primary custody now, they didn't need my approval. So if my son gets hurt, if something happens, I won't even know. I called the school, told them I still have legal rights. They said they'd look into it, but it's been 3 days and nothing's changed. The lawsuit paperwork came on Tuesday. They actually filed it. Her lawyer is asking for the full $15,000 plus court costs. My lawyer says we can fight it, but it will cost almost as much as the settlement they're asking for. You could apologize, he said. Offer to pay for the dress and therapy. Probably settle for $2,000. I asked him if he'd ever been cheated on. He didn't answer. Wednesday I saw them at the coffee shop near my school. All 3 of them. It was his dad's day to work from home, I guess. They were sitting at a table by the window. She was helping my son with homework. He was laughing at something she said. I stood outside watching through the glass. He looked up once. Made direct eye contact with me. Then looked away and said something to her. She glanced over, saw me, and put her hand on his shoulder. Protective. Like I was some kind of threat. I went inside anyway. Ordered coffee. Sat at a table where I could see them. My son got up to use the bathroom. His dad followed him. That left me and her. She came over to my table. "This is harassment," she said quietly. "I'm getting coffee. You're stalking us. It needs to stop. He's my son. He's a person who's made his choice. You need to respect that. He's 14. He doesn't get to just choose." She leaned in closer. "You know what? I feel sorry for you. I really do. But you did this to yourself. You were so focused on being the strict parent, the rule enforcer, that you forgot to actually connect with him. We have fun together. We talk. We listen. That's what parenting is. Parenting is showing up. Something you know nothing about. I show up every single day. Where were you when he made the honor roll last month? When he scored the winning goal in soccer? Oh right, you didn't even know about those things. He made honor roll. He's playing soccer now. I didn't know." His dad came back with my son. Saw us talking. Grabbed her arm and pulled her away. My son wouldn't even look at me. They left without finishing their drinks. I sat there until the coffee got cold. Thursday I got a message from the Hawaii resort. Apparently I was still listed on the family account from when we used to vacation there. They were confirming the reservation for next week. 3 people. Oceanfront suite. 4 nights. I called my lawyer. Asked if there's anything I can do about them taking him out of state during what should be my Thanksgiving custody time. He said technically no, because they have primary custody now and the holiday schedule has them this year. But it was supposed to rotate, I said. The custody modification changed that. I'm sorry. I'm not even fighting for full custody anymore. I'm just fighting to exist in my own son's life. And I'm losing. My sister stopped by Friday. Found me looking at his baby book. All the milestones I documented. First word. First steps. First day of kindergarten. You need to move on, she said. He's not dead. But this version of your relationship is. The sooner you accept that, the better. So I'm supposed to what? Pretend I never had a son? I'm saying maybe it's time to focus on yourself. Date. Travel. Live your life. I threw the baby book at her. Not hard. Just tossed it in her direction. It hit the couch. Get out, I said. She left. Haven't heard from her since. This morning I woke up to a notification. My son posted a video on social media. Him and her at the beach. She's teaching him to surf. He's calling her by a nickname I can't even bring myself to type. Something affectionate. Something that should be reserved for me. The comments are full of people saying how cute they are together. How lucky he is to have such a cool mom. How they wish their stepmom was that fun. Someone commented asking where his real mom was. My son replied, she's around somewhere. We don't really talk anymore. Around somewhere. Like I'm some distant relative. Not the person who created him. I have Thanksgiving off next week. Was going to cook for him. Turkey, stuffing, the works. His favorites. Now I'm sitting here trying to figure out what to do with a turkey meant for 2 that I'll end up eating alone. My next scheduled custody weekend is in 2 weeks. Part of me knows he won't show up for that one either. Part of me is already planning what I'll cook anyway. Just in case. Because that's what mothers do, right? We keep showing up. Even when no one's there to see it. I'm writing this from a hotel room in a city 3 hours away from where I used to call home. The settlement came through last week. I paid her $3,500. Couldn't afford to fight it anymore and my lawyer said it was the best deal I'd get. Signed the papers. Transferred the money. That's half my savings gone to the woman who destroyed my marriage. My son turned 15 last month. I sent a card to his dad's house. It came back unopened with return to sender written on it in handwriting I didn't recognize. Hers, probably. The custody weekend 2 weeks ago was the last straw. He didn't show up again. 3rd time in a row. I called my lawyer and asked what my options were. He was quiet for a long time before he said, honestly? You're spending money on a fight you can't win. He's old enough that any judge will listen to what he wants. And what he wants is to not see you. I asked him what I was supposed to do. Just give up? I'm saying maybe it's time to accept reality and stop bleeding yourself dry for custody visits that aren't happening. I fired him the next day. Not that it matters. I can't afford another lawyer anyway. Thanksgiving was 2 weeks ago. I didn't cook the turkey. Couldn't bring myself to do it. Ended up at a diner eating pie alone while scrolling through my son's social media. They posted pictures from Hawaii. Him learning to surf with her. Him and his dad snorkeling. The 3 of them at some fancy restaurant. One photo had a caption that made me close the app. Thankful for my family. His family. Not our family. His. I stopped going to that coffee shop. Stopped driving past the house. Deleted all my social media apps so I wouldn't torture myself looking at his posts. My sister called once to check on me. I didn't answer. My mom calls every few days, but I rarely pick up anymore because she just wants to give me advice I don't want to hear. Maybe if you tried harder to get along with her. Maybe if you'd been less strict when he was younger. Maybe if you'd fought harder for your marriage. Maybe. All roads lead back to me being the problem. Last Friday I went to the school to drop off some paperwork. His teacher saw me in the hall. She used to send me weekly updates on how he was doing. That stopped months ago. "Oh," she said when she saw me. "I didn't know you still, I heard that. That I'm not involved anymore?" She looked uncomfortable. "He just said his mom handles all the school stuff now." His mom. Not his stepmom. Not his dad's girlfriend. His mom. I left without dropping off the paperwork. That night I looked at apartments in other cities. Places far enough away that I wouldn't accidentally run into them. Places where I could start over and not spend every day being reminded that my son chose someone else. My principal called me into her office Monday morning. Said she was concerned. That my performance had slipped. That maybe I needed some time off. I told her I was fine. She said the parents were complaining. That I'd been distracted. Short with the kids. That maybe I should consider taking a leave of absence. I cleaned out my desk yesterday. They're calling it a voluntary mental health break. I'm calling it what it is. I can't function anymore. Can't stand in front of a classroom and teach other people's children when my own won't even speak to me. The hotel I'm in now is temporary. I'm looking at a studio apartment across town. Small. Cheap. The kind of place you end up when your life falls apart and you're just trying to survive. I saw them one last time before I left. Didn't plan it. Just happened. I was at the grocery store buying boxes for packing and there they were in the produce section. All three of them. She was picking out apples. My son was pushing the cart. His dad had his arm around her waist. They looked like a real family. The kind you see in commercials. Happy. Whole. Complete. I stood there frozen until my son looked up and saw me. For just a second our eyes met. I waited for something. Recognition. Guilt. Anything. He looked away. Said something to her. She glanced in my direction, then put her hand on his back and guided him toward a different aisle. That's when I knew it was really over. Not because of the lawsuit or the missed custody weekends or any of the other things. But because when my son saw me, he felt nothing. I'd become a stranger. Less than a stranger. Strangers at least get basic courtesy. I left my card in the middle of the aisle and walked out. The apartment I'm moving into doesn't have room for his furniture. I donated his bed, his desk, all of it. Kept a few baby photos and his first shoes. The rest went to charity. Someone else's kid can use it now. My mom finally got through to me last night. Asked where I was. If I was okay. I told her I was leaving town for a while. You can't just run away from this. There's nothing left to run from. He made his choice. He's a child. Children make mistakes. He's old enough to decide he doesn't want a mother. I'm just respecting that decision. She started crying. Said I'd regret this someday. That I'd lose him forever if I gave up now. But here's the thing. I already lost him. He's been gone for months. I've just been too stubborn to admit it. The wedding is in 6 months. Found out through someone who saw it posted online. They're getting married at some vineyard. My son is listed in the wedding party. Not as a groomsman. As the best man. 15 years old and standing up for the man who cheated on his mother with the woman who replaced her. I won't be invited. Obviously. Probably won't even know when it happens unless I see it online somewhere. Maybe I'll delete all my accounts before then so I don't have to see the photos. My lawyer sent a final email yesterday. Said if I want to pursue the parental alienation case, it will cost at least $10,000 and take months and I'd probably lose anyway. Said the courts don't like forcing teenagers to spend time with parents they don't want to see. Said I should think carefully about whether it's worth it. I didn't respond. There's nothing left to say. I start the new job in 2 weeks. Different school district. Different city. Different life. None of my coworkers will know I have a son. Had a son. Have? I don't even know what tense to use anymore. Sometimes I imagine running into him years from now. He's grown. Maybe married. Maybe with kids of his own. And maybe he'll realize what he lost. What she took from him. From us. But probably not. Probably he'll remember me as the crazy woman who threw a cake and made his life difficult. The obstacle he had to remove to be happy. I used to think being a mother meant you'd do anything for your child. Fight anyone. Sacrifice everything. But nobody tells you what to do when your child is the one you're fighting against. When your sacrifice means walking away. There's a voicemail on my phone from 3 days ago. My son's number. I didn't know he still had my contact. It's 8 seconds long. I've listened to it maybe 100 times trying to figure out if it was intentional or a pocket dial. All I can hear is muffled voices and laughing in the background. Her voice. His dad. My son saying something I can't make out. Then it cuts off. I should delete it. I will delete it. Eventually. The last box is packed. The apartment keys are on the counter. In the morning I'll drive away from this city and everything in it. Start over somewhere nobody knows me. Somewhere I can pretend the last 15 years didn't happen. My son got everything he wanted. The fun parent. The unlimited money. The house with the pool. The life without rules or consequences. And I got this. A hotel room and a storage unit full of things nobody wants anymore. People keep telling me it'll get better. That time heals. That maybe someday he'll come looking for me. I don't believe that anymore. Some endings aren't happy. Some relationships don't get fixed. Sometimes the people you die for choose someone else and there's nothing you can do but accept it and try to build something from what's left. So that's what I'm doing. Building something new. Something smaller. Something that doesn't hurt every time I wake up. I don't know if that makes me strong or just broken beyond repair. Either way, this is where the story ends.